Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be doing a run out test and some measurements, accuracy tests on this brand new Hotrods crank which I'm going to be installing in my KX250. Now I've always used Hotrods rod kits for my I've had a lot of rods, alright. Okay, so I've had a lot of hot rods in. I'm just going to check that this rod is This is not a brand bashing video, by the way. We're just going to check that this crank is fit to put straight into the engine. Okay, I would not advise you get one out of a box and fit it straight to engine. Always check it first for run out, or take it to somebody who knows what they're doing, okay, to do some measurements on it, because these things, although they can be trued up at the factory, alright, they're transiting across that ocean on those ships, wherever they're going to go, in the postal service, they're going to get knocked around, so it could actually knock it unbalanced, something like that. So always check it. I've always had Hotrods kits in my 2-strokes and 4-strokes. I've never had a problem with them whatsoever. I've never had a bad rod. Let's take a look.
Okay, so let's have a look inside this box. So the first thing that didn't impress me was I could feel the crank when I press on there. I can see that oil or grease that's transferred through in a shape of something metallic. It's pushed through there, and as soon as I got this box I could feel the crank straight away. So we'll open it up. I've already slashed the edges, and we get some lovely hot rod stickers which will go somewhere cool. Hot cams as well, yeah. Hot rod stickers. And there's this polystyrene bubble wrap thing, which is just stuck together like that. There it goes. There she goes. Doing this with one hand like a lazy group. So that's what that is, just a piece of soft polystyrene. Then we've got our little end bearing in there, and here's the crank wrapped up and oiled. Okay, got some weight to that. I'm sure that's heavier than the other one, but it may or may not be. So the crank's there, lovely, nice and brand new. It's actually warm, is this? For some strange reason. Don't want it to roll off the bench. But this is crushed to hell. This foam here is not very good packing. Sorry, I'm using one hand. Holding my phone here. This foam, you see there where it's broken through, it's been knocked around. This is what I'm not really impressed about. I mean, look at that, it's just squashed it down. There could have been something better than that, I think. You know, just transport it in. This thing gets knocked around, it's going to knock it unbalanced. But, you know, any crank that I would buy, definitely would recommend truing it up. Alright, so it is warm, that's strange, isn't it? So, I'm going to rip all this off now, and we're going to do some measurements on it and testing on it, because one, I need to make sure it fits the damn bike first of all, it matches with the other one. I'm going to test it for balancing. Alright, let's do that.
Alright, so moment of truth now. Is this crank quality or not? So I've got myself a Mitutoyo DTI quality tool. You want to use quality tools when you're doing this. Alright, I'm just going to zero it now. Zero it, and let's give it a roll round. Look at that. That is impressive. That is very impressive. Okay, so I'm going to do some more measurements in here as well, and get my feeler gauge down there to see if it's all correct. I'm quite impressed with that. There's absolutely zero run out on this this crank. Okay, so hot rods, yeah, quite spot on, quite impressed with that. To say that it's been transited across the globe in that little cardboard box with polystyrene in it. It's not even bashed or knocked anywhere. Well, I'd say that UPS are good for that also. But yeah, that's very, very, very impressive to say. I don't even have to tend to that. So yeah, I'm going to do some measurements here. It's clearly got no run out. But yeah, I'm going to measure it across here and get the feeler gauge down there as well to make sure that that gap is correct, okay, up to spec. Right. Again, I got myself a Mitutoyo vernier caliper here. I do think I'm going to treat myself to a digital one because I can read these scales, but it is a lot better and less harsh on the eyes if you've got a digital one. I just trust these one, that's all. So I'm going to take a measurement from the centre here. And I'll have a look at that now. So I need to get my eyes focused on this. I doubt you'll be able to see it. But that reads 9.12. 9.12. I don't know if I did a video in the past or how to read a vernier scale, but vernier scales, they can differ from this bottom scale here. Each mark where it looks like a millimetre could represent 0.2 or 0.5 depending on your vernier, but this one, it states there, look, 0.2 millimetres, so it appears to be 9 mil, but when you count this bottom scale here, sorry if my finger's in there, we count the bottom scale there, you go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, where the one is 10, and it'll appear to be 11, but that's 0.12, okay, on there. So 9.12, just under 10 mil. So I'm going to take a measurement just from here now. No point measuring these. Let's have a look. I mean, I hope it's all right. It should be right because it's got no runoff. So let me have a look at that again. So that's 9 point. Yeah, bang on. 9.12 again on there. So I'm looking for, sorry, one of these marks on the bottom scale, on the vernier scale, the one that lines up the closest, like this, the one that's more parallel with this scale, that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one we'll count. So 9.12 there, and just a little one down here. Now, that's very, very, very accurate. I'm very impressed with it. Let's have a look again. That's just slightly off, but it could be my measurement. That. Let me have a quick look at it. That is 9.16. That is, but you know, it could be my positioning where I'm taking the measurement unbalanced. So that's perfect. And look, as this thing moves since I've been doing that, I don't know if it has or not really. I've not even knocked it round, but that is so impressive. It's so impressive. Right then, next measurement we're going to do is big end clearance, rod clearance in here. So the service limit is 70 or 0.70 of the millimetre. Alright, we're just going to make it easy to just say 70. So where am I going to get my dimensions from here? Most people go to YouTube or Google, don't they? But I'm just going to consult the manual because I've got a climber manual here. That's what I'm going to consult. It says in the manual right here the measurements. Okay, so connecting rod, big end side clearance here 0.40 to 0.50. Okay, and the service limit there is 0.70. You don't want to get it anywhere near that, do you? You're not going to stick it back in if it's anywhere near that. So let's have a look. So I've got, first thing I'm going to try is a 0.40, which I've got it prepped here. I'm going to literally stick that. Let me get this a bit closer to you. Oh, we've got our DTI picking up shit now. It's rocking around. Right, let's have a look. Push it to one side. That does seem quite a gap. Let's push this to one side as well here. It's quite a gap, is that? So that's 0.40. So I'm going to try 50, 55. That goes, I'd say bang on 55.55. So it's not, it's pretty good, is that? 0.55, so it goes with a push, so that's pretty good. That's it then. This thing's ready to go in my opinion. Ready to go in, and I'll be proud to put a hot rod sticker on my toolbox, or perhaps on the bike somewhere. I'd be proud to put that. That is very impressive, okay? Very impressive. Good stuff. Hot rods. Right, okay. Got this little cutie pie on eBay as well, tags, motorsports. So usually I'd say V-blocks are the best thing to use for these, you know, because you don't know if these bearings are got any run out on them, if they're running true, or if the welds are correct and everything's leveled up, because it could knock your crank out a little bit if these aren't accurate. But clearly it has worked, you know. We've got that zero and rolling around nice and neat. When I first got it, it was kind of twisted to one side, so all I did was adjust these at the bottom here. This is not completely accurate. I might get these trued up and just weld them in, or weld one of them in. Tags Motorsports, so it's probably just something that's made in China with, they've got their sticker on it, you know, something like that. I don't know. I don't want to slate the company anyway. It's pretty good. It's done the job. I like it. It matches the bikes and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not a brand basher or anything like that. But you know, we all want to test out any tools, don't we, for quality and stuff like that. So yeah. Right. So now I'm going to organise all my parts, my gearbox parts, and get this engine built. Right. See you later.